So as someone who has not loved a lot of 2025 games, I went into Summer Game Fest in the hopes that there would be a handful of games that would leave me absolutely ecstatic for the rest of the year when it comes to games. And while I'm certainly not calling Summer Game Fest a bad show, at the end of the day, I feel like there are a handful of games that I'm interested in playing, but almost nothing that I'm excited for. I think the Sony State of Play was better than I expected it to be, but I went into it with pretty low expectations, with the only real standouts for me being 007 First Light, Luminous Arise, and Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. And despite the main Summer Game Fest showcase being significantly longer than PlayStation State of Play, there weren't that many more games that left me interested, with such highlights as Resident Evil 9 Requiem perhaps the least surprising surprise in the entire show, The Mysterious Ill, which there isn't a lot of information to go off of other than that it's a first-person shooter of some kind that looks pretty gross, and Ryuga Gotoku's Stranger Than Heaven. I love the idea of getting in on the ground floor as it comes to one of RGG's worlds, without necessarily needing to worry about having played through 7 different Like a Dragon games just to get to the point in the story that you're most interested in. And if I had to pick a best showcase of the entire event, it would absolutely be the Xbox Showcase, which for me had the most standout games out of any showcase, including such titles as Clockwork Revolution, There Are No Ghosts at the Grand, Persona 4 Revival, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4, and to a lesser extent Outer Worlds 2, though there is a whole video on why I have complicated feelings on the Outer Worlds 2 that you should check out. So for me, those are some of the best games shown throughout all of Summer Game Fest. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the show was bad, but there have been years in the past where I was much more excited for the short-term and long-term future of video games. But I'm curious to know, what were some of your highlights from the show, and what were games that you wish made an appearance but were nowhere to be seen at this year's Summer Game Fest?